What's going on, guys? Sunday, it's our day off from the shop, but that just means that I'm gonna be doing something at my own shop. So we got a little bit of a surprise from Mallory today. She doesn't even know it yet, but a little surprise there for her. But first things first, we are headed out to be reunited with the first truck that I ever bought. So that's what we're doing right now. We're on the road headed to Omega, Oklahoma. I'm sure none of you have ever heard of that place. It's a little town, western Kingfisher County, where I grew up, and that's where my folks still live. So headed out there. We're going to get this thing picked up. It does not run. This is not a will it run video. I'm just headed out there because my folks are moving away from the property that they've lived on for damn near 40 years. So that's what we're doing right now. We're on the road. It's about an hour drive out there. So whenever we get there, I'll show you this beaut, and we'll get it loaded up and head home to the shop and show y'all Mallory's surprise.
So it had been a while since I'd taken these roads out to see my folks. As you can see, they go from 4-lane to 2-lane to 2-lane without even any lines on them at some point. So basically what I'm saying is, as you can see here, I'm from the part of the country where you can watch your dog run away for 3 days. It's just flat. There's just nothing out here but wheat fields, grass pastures, and that's really pretty much it. I can remember just not being able to stand living on these dirt roads, mainly because it was so hard to keep my vehicles clean. If you've ever lived or driven down red dirt roads, you know that this red dirt, no matter how hard you try, just stains everything on your vehicles.
Oh my God. Yep, these roads are just how I remember. So we're almost there, guys. If you haven't already, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you think, what you would like to see some more of on this channel. And as soon as we get here, we'll all take a look at this beaut together. Well, here she is. This was the first truck that I ever bought 25 years ago, probably pretty close to around this time. 1988 GMC 350 long bed. So it used to be lowered. It had like a 4.6 drop on it. It was super low. And when my dad started driving it after I had gotten a new truck, he wanted to raise it back up and all that stuff because he wasn't trying to, deal with the bullshit. So raised her back up, put it on some narrow tires. Used to have 10-inch wide wheels in the back, a little bit narrower ones up front. But this seems like it could be a chore to even get out of here. I didn't realize that it was buried in on flat tires. So I got this thing when I was 15 years old. I worked, the very first summer that I worked for Tom and Les Glazier at T&L Farms over in Loyal. It's about 8 to 10 mile, it's a little town just north of here. So I worked for them all summer, saved up every penny, and then my dad drove me to Earlsboro, Oklahoma. That's, God, I don't know, 2.5 hours from here maybe. So he drove me there. I'm 15, and we'd actually went and looked at another truck. It was a 72, but it was also a long bed, but it was pink of some sort, like a coral color. And as much as I like that body style of truck, I didn't really want that color. So we found this truck. I had the money for it, so Dad drove me over there, test drove it, ran good. It was a cool looking truck. It had wheels on it that were cool at the time. See if I can find a picture to overlay here so you guys can see what I thought was cool back then. But that was it. We didn't have a trailer. We didn't even have another truck. So that meant one of us had to drive it home. And Dad wasn't going to let me drive his nice vehicle home, so he put me in this deal and drove this thing 2.5 hours home from Earlsboro, Oklahoma, at the age of 15 years old. So then I drove it for a couple years through high school before I went and got a newer truck. And then this thing just sat for a little while until my dad decided to start driving it. So that's kind of the little backstory here. So like I said, I don't have any plans for this truck. This isn't a will it run video or anything like that. I'm getting it out of here because my folks are moving away from this place. They bought this place back in, we moved out here Christmas of 1988, and they've been here ever since. So they're getting older. You know, my mom's 75, my dad's 72 or 73, and it's time for them to be back in town, you know, a little bit closer to me. So they live a long ways out here. It's 15 miles to the nearest, you know, it's not even a big city, to the nearest bigger city. But anyways, I'm just getting this out of here because can't leave it here. So we'll get it out of here and get it home, and eventually, you know, I think my dad said it needs probably a fuel pump in it, so we'll get a fuel pump in it, get it running, and send it on down the road. Or I don't know, she's in pretty rough shape anymore, so you can see her there. All right, got her all loaded up, headed home. So probably the last time I ever visit that property after 37 years. And I can't tell you, I'm not even kind of upset about it. It was cool, had a lot of fun out here growing up, but man, I can remember just forever, all my vehicles were always dirty. Spent a lot of money at the car wash trying to get the red mud off of everything, the red dirt. I mean, it just didn't matter. If y'all have ever traveled down red dirt roads, it don't matter how much you wash your vehicle, your frame is stained. Like, that's just the way it is. So I'm glad they're moving back into town and closer to me, so it'll all be better. So now we're gonna head home and get to work on some stuff in my shop.
She grew up on a farm that lives in the city. She was quite tall, she wouldn't call her pretty. Since she was a child, she knew where she was going long. Devil walked away 'cause she knew what she was doing, knew what she was doing.
All right, we are back home. Seeing, I went out to my childhood home there, and now trying to work on Mallory's Mustang. So you guys should remember this thing. About a year ago now, about this time, we surprised Mallory with her dream car. And that dream car is?
A convertible Mustang.
1965. Actually, this is a 64 and a half.
64 and a half.
64 and a half convertible Mustang. This one is a V8. And it's pretty mint. We showed y'all about it on the 187 Customs channel. And it's pretty well perfect for you, except
The brakes.
the brakes leave some to be desired. So, our guys at Holley watch our videos, and since they own everything, they actually hollered, and I don't even think Mallory knows this, they said, hey, we heard the brakes are terrible on that thing. We got something that can fix that. So, this is supposed to be a bolt-on disc brake conversion kit. And we're gonna put this thing on and see if we can make this thing stop a little better for it. I don't know anything about it. I hope it's bolt-on because as you've seen in my last video, I'm not a fabricator. I can make some things work if I have to, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna take these wheels off. We're gonna take the old drum brake stuff off, which I also don't know anything about, so that could be interesting. And bolt this stuff on. So, we'll get this thing in the air. See what we're working with here. So I don't really know if it's preferred to do the front or the back first, but it seemed like the right thing to do to start in the back. So first things first, get that wheel off. Let's see what we're working with here.
I don't know how to do that.
Yep, just grab this here gun, 30 on reverse, put it on a lug nut, and then that's it. Get that out. There you go, 4 more. Good old drum brakes. I truly don't even know where to begin. Looks it's pretty clean under here, for the most part. So I bet there's some instructions in those boxes over there. I'm gonna take a look at that real quick. Okay, so I'm dumb. For those of you who didn't know, if you're new to this channel, this is a front disc conversion brake kit for this Mustang, not a 4-wheel disc conversion kit. So there's that. So we're going to get the front wheel off now, and it looks like it's a pretty inclusive kit. Opened up all the boxes, and I bet this is pretty straightforward. So we'll get this wheel off and see what we're looking at where we're actually going to do the conversion at. That's easy enough. So take the dust cap off, take the cotter pin out, get the nut off, and then there's 4 9/16 nuts on the back of the spindle there. And the whole drum assembly slides off. So this right here though, that little brake line right there, that's man, that can make stuff turn into a long day real quick. Luckily though, that right there, man, it loosened it right up. Like I sprayed it on there and boom, I was able to get it loose. Same with a couple of the nuts on this thing. They were tight. I sprayed the maximum MPPL on there, boom, loose. Now, probably gonna go ahead and clean this up. Looks like there's probably some bearings to pack, and then start going back together with this deal. Okay, so the new caliper bracket is on. So far, this is pretty straightforward. Like I said, we unbolted the old drum, bolted the new caliper bracket on. Now we will likely put the new hub / rotor on with the bearings that I packed. Oh, bearings all packed up there. So we'll slide this on and then move to the other side. I think this is gonna be pretty easy all the way up until I go to do this deal right here. So I don't know what y'all know about a 1965 Mustang, but they are not big boy friendly. There's not a lot of room to work up under that dash. So this right here, that's gonna be the hard part. So anyways, I'm gonna finish up out here and then we'll move on to the next side and then into the engine bay and then up under the dash. Drop that in there. Grab a seal. If y'all don't got one of these, they're like 10 bucks on Amazon. If you pack a lot of bearings, even if you don't pack a lot, if you're gonna pack one set of bearings, just go ahead and grab you one of these things. Way easier than the old way. But the old way works, so. Whatever you decide. I sure like this though. That seal in there, find something to drive it with. Right now someone's screaming at me in the comments, don't do it that way.
I'm gonna do it this way. Sealed bearing. Slide this deal onto this deal. Maybe. Here we go. Okay, we're good there. Good there. We grab our little bearing that is greased. Slide it in there. I mean, pretty straightforward as far as this goes. I mean, that's that. All right. I make this pretty simple. Which kind of scares me because I'm probably forgetting something, or I'm definitely not doing something right. I'm sure you'll be fine though.
Wonderful.
So there's a left and a right caliper. They're labeled on the box. The caliper does go on the front of the rotor. So we're just bolting it on, and then I might do a little test fitting here with the wheel, and then we'll move over to the other side, knock it out real quick. I'm really dreading the power booster, but it's part of it. We'll get it done. It's always a bonus when it fits. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah. Let's move to the other side. Okay, you're up. I did my part.
Okay.
Scoot over here on my Viper chair. Or roll across anything in here. Am I in your way?
Yes.
Pardon me. Excuse me. Pardon me.
Is this going the right way before?
Probably, yeah, it should be on reverse. Finally found a use for those. I bought those because they were carbon fiber, and there's a blue one and a red one and a yellow one. But they don't work for anything like that. Driver's side's off now. Went ahead and sprayed this down with lube before I even hit it, and as soon as I touched it with the old Nipix there, my adjustable wrench, it just came right undone. I mean, these things can turn into a nightmare real quick. Because usually what happens is you think you're getting it loose because it's moving, but all you're doing is stripping the head, and then, man, a short day turns into a long day real quick. But we're going to do the exact same thing that we did on the other side. Going to put the bearing in the hub, put a new seal in it, slide it on, put the front bearing on, washer, nut, cotter pin, boom, done. Then I'll move to under the dash. I've been under the dash of a Mustang for the last month or so, and I'm just not looking forward to it.
Yeah, but it's not.
Okay, this shouldn't be, and I'm probably going to jinx myself here, but this shouldn't be too bad. So you see that little Jesus clip right there, or E-clip, or whatever other term you may want to call this thing. We call them Jesus clips because as soon as you get them off, they fling across the shop and you go, Jesus! So I'm going to get that off here, and then that push rod should go ahead and just pull out with the old master. Should. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this off, and then get the master off, and see what we're supposed to do next. Got the old master off. This little bitty guy next to the new power booster. So right now they suggest, everyone will always suggest, to bench bleed your new master cylinder before it goes on the car. So I'm gonna take this over, put it in the vise, bench bleed it real quick, and then I'll install the power booster onto the firewall as the instructions say. And then once I get this thing bled, I'll bolt it on there, and we'll start connecting brake lines again. And I don't know, we're getting pretty close to wrapping this deal up. So this is bench bleeding. See the bubbles coming out as I'm pushing in. The object is to do this until there's no bubbles. There's a lot less bubbles now than when I first started. We're getting pretty close there. I think the front one is pretty good. A couple there still left in the back one. So I've never really understood why do it this way instead of installing this in the car. And then, you know, keep the hoses like this, but then use your foot or your leg to do this. But I don't know. That's what people say to do. I'm sure it can be done either way. This is the way the book said to do it, so this is what I'm doing. I have to call that good. Very minimal bubbles in the back. We'll finish bleeding everything once we get all the brake lines hooked back up. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, this last part sucked. All this in here, whew, man, it gets cramped. It's not cramped, but this is in the way, 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 that's in the way, that's in the way. There's just a lot of stuff, and man, it's just a lot of stuff. But it's all connected. We're ready to bleed brakes. I've already bled the back ones. Everything looks good there. Now we are going to bleed these brand new disc brakes up front. So, how did you think it was pretty easy? On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate this as far as ease of installation? I didn't yell or scream or anything. One time.
And not at me, but
One
there was a
time.
plethora of colorful language.
Oh yeah, no, these suck to work on. Like they just do. There's no room on them. But we're almost done. And honestly, like, it's not that it's hard. There's just a lot of stuff in the way. That's all.
There was.
And if I had all my like little shorty wrenches that I keep at the shop, it would have been a lot easier.
Yes.
But I don't. So we had to make do. May have made a couple custom wrenches, but it's time to bleed brakes. So let's bleed brakes. They're bleeding good at least. Sorry, my compressor is loud. There's a little bit for that to go off. So I don't remember how much I paid for this thing from Snap-on, but I've had it for a long time, and it's one of my favorite tools from them. I work a lot by myself, especially when I'm out here. So whenever I'm doing brakes, it makes it easy to at least get them in the ballpark of ready to go before I have to have someone come over and help me. You know, we'll still get in there. I'll get Mallory in here in just a minute, and we'll pump it and make sure everything's good to go for sure. But this gets a good head start on, you know, like we have new lines now, so it gives us a real good head start on getting fluid drawn in through everything without having to pump quite so much. So this one's done. We'll move on to the last one, then we'll get her in there, pump, finish it off, and then it's time for a test drive. So it looks like you actually had some brakes there, huh?
Yes.
So do you understand what I'm saying about power assist now? Like, it doesn't take near as much input from your leg to
Thank
stop
God.
now.
I don't have to break my leg every time I want to stop this thing.
I seen a slight look of panic on your face when you weren't moving at first.
Yeah, well, normally when I put it into wherever driver reverse, I immediately let off or whatever, and I have to slam my foot on the brakes.
And now you don't.
And now I don't. It just casually boop, 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 goes.
So it's about to storm here, so we're just going to take a little cruise around the neighborhood, just make sure we're good to go there.
Oh. Whew. Okay.
We didn't do anything to the gas pedal, so it should be the same.
Okay. You can insert the clip from the movie when she does the same exact thing.
Oh.
Right there.
Jam the brake.
Look at that.
It just worked.
Just works. Love that for me.
They'll get better too. We really need to get it out on the highway and jam on them really hard.
At least my brakes work on one of my vehicles. Nice.
Way better.
Astronomically better. Like, I actually feel like the brake pedal is up where
I can adjust that. Do you want it further down?
No, it's fine. I'm just used to it being so much lower and me having to literally put my whole body weight to get this sucker to stop. Oh.
Still putting fiber in. jam on them.
Nice.
I guess maybe this answers my question of where the fiber's coming from. Maybe not. I don't know. I need to know. I don't really need to know, but I want to know. You know what I mean?
Ask him.
Oh, this guy won't know.
Excuse me, sir. Just casual brakes. I love that.
They do feel better though, for sure.
A million. There's no comparison. Like,
Sweet.
not even. This is amazing.
Good deal.
Like, I don't have to worry when I take this out, knowing that I have to start braking like a half a mile before I really need to.
Well, that's going to do it, guys. Brake job was a success. This brake conversion on a 1964 and a half Mustang, on the front only, so don't start on the rear like I did. You can order this kit straight from the Holley website. Type in the car, the year, the make, all that stuff. You can get this same kit, and it was a bolt-on. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. The master cylinder part of it did suck, like I said, but it's nothing that you can't do with normal hand tools. Like, just make it happen. So, pretty simple deal. Now I don't got to worry about her driving this thing around and not being able to stop. So that's a bonus, because she runs errands for me in this thing, and Sean and everyone else who needs her too. So she's good to go now. But that's it. So go ahead, you know the drill. If you don't know the drill, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. Comment, and subscribe to Phantom Industries. Go over to my website, Phantom 405. Check out some merch. If I got anything you want, go ahead and order you some up, and we'll get it shipped out.
And I can ship it.
She will deliver your shipment in her Mustang, at least to the post office.
Yes.
So, as always, guys, I appreciate you watching. Stick around. We got plenty more coming for you, and we'll see you then.